is totally unnecessary. And for these reasons, Madam Speaker, we do not support this bill. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
I call Paul Eagle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's a pleasure to be taking a call on this bill, and I think my colleague Michael Wood was trying to explain to us that the Minister, the Honourable Chris Farfoy, is probably the most handsome minister in the House. That's, I think, what you were trying to say. The only MP who doesn't want or need to go on Dancing with the Stars. So I'm certainly supportive and privileged to be talking this evening. We heard a rather miserable speech. There's been quite a lot of misery. I come here to the House quite excited, but I hear misery. And the member from Hamilton East, who's now departed, but I mean, Waikato's a happy part of New Zealand, and I can't believe things are so miserable up there. And he talked about stopping this and stopping that, and not wanting to give more power here and there. And I thought, poor David, it must be a miserable life in Hamilton East.
Please refer to members by their
Absolutely, sorry, Madam Speaker. But look, what we've heard tonight is that this is a common sense, and there should be a bipartisan approach, because after all, what we want to start doing and what we are doing is protecting New Zealand consumers. And I'm really happy to see and happy to support the Minister's commitment to supporting a more competitive, confident and productive business environment that will really deliver a lot more positive outcomes for New Zealanders. When you look at the bill itself, something that's been missing from lots of speeches, we've talked about lots of hoo-ha, but not really the bill itself. There are three parts there. Well, someone has to bring common sense and let's just carefully consider things here. So there are three parts. One is to make amendments to the airport's regulatory regime in Part 4 of the Commerce Act. I am the electorate where we have Wellington Airport. I actually have two airports. Not many other electorates could boast that. A small international airport on the Chatham Islands, as the Honourable, that needs to be properly funded. Thank you, the Honourable Christopher Finlayson. We'll get you the airport, the Finlayson Memorial Airport maybe. Secondly, introduce a competition market studies regime, and number three, make changes to the alternative enforcement mechanisms available to the Commerce Commission, that great institution, as the member for Hamilton East would attest to. So in this package there'll be a range of amendments introduced that signal the government is committed to a competition system, and that the Commission itself, the Commerce Commission, has the tools it needs to, as I said, get good tools to protect New Zealand consumers. If I look at the airports regulation in the time that I have left, a short time, look, these were carried out by a review by the MB officials some 3 years ago now, if not 4 years ago, between 2014 and 16, and it looked at the effectiveness of the information disclosure regime. And look, it was largely working. The officials came back and said there was no compelling case to move the airports to something that was more heavily regulated. No need. It wasn't a compelling case to a more heavy-handed negotiate arbitrate regime. However, one thing the report did say is that the officials were concerned that there was no credible threat of further regulation in the Act if the current regime is no longer effective at constraining the market power of the regulated airports. Madam Speaker, I commend this bill to the House, and I hope They say the devil is in the detail, but the devil actually sits opposite me instead. So, Madam Speaker, I commend the bill to the House. Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
I call Andrew Falloon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a brief call tonight on the first reading of the Commerce Amendment Bill. I want to congratulate